Hello people, welcome back. Was that spooky or what? Anyways guys, today's video is gonna be a little bit more different. We're not reacting to anything at all today. Rather, today I'm gonna be telling you guys a story. I usually don't do these videos because if you do only storytime videos, eventually you gotta start making stuff up and pulling it out of your ass. And eventually it becomes disingenuous. And honestly guys, this story I'm about to tell to you might sound like one of those story times that people make up, but I'm telling you right now, 100% this happened to me, okay? I went to a haunted house, or actually this specific haunted house is actually a haunted mine, and it became absolutely brain rot. The reason I'm reiterating the fact that this is true is because it's literally so on brand. It kind of just sounds like too perfect of a video for me to make, but nah bro, this is where we're at. I experienced the brain rot firsthand in real life. All right, real quick before I tell you guys the story, I'll remind you guys for one of the last times, Halloween merch. This is the last week you'll ever be able to order it. As you guys can see, we have the cool spooky hello people design featuring my cat Eclipse on the shirt. And yeah, this design is exclusive to 2024, so it's available up until the end of October and then never again. So yeah, your last week to order it. Go to KeidBoi.com to get it before it disappears forever. Anyways, buckle up because this story is straight up ridiculous. So I was hanging out with some buddies. There was like 5 of us, and we decided we were gonna go to a haunted house. I've been to pretty much every haunted house in the area because each year me and my 2 friends, we kind of do a haunted house tour and go to all the cool ones in the area. And this is one of our favorites. It's a haunted mine. Anyways though, we get there, we park the car. A couple of us take turns getting our laugh on, if you know what I mean. Probably better if you don't know what I mean. Anyways though, we do all that, then we get out of the car, go get our tickets, and then hop in the line. Now last time we went, we waited in line for like an hour to get into this haunted house, but this time we went on a Sunday night, so there was like nobody there. There was only like 2 groups ahead of us in the line. They were letting one group go at a time. It only took about 5 minutes before it was our group's turn to go down into the mine. So at the start, there's this big wooden gate, and the guy who's directing the thing, the employee, sending the groups down, and he sends us on our way. We go down this gravel path. It's like straight downhill. You know, there's some cool things to the side, little like sets and stuff, you know, usual haunted house stuff. And as we get on this path, we can see just ahead that there's this big house in front of us. Now, this is all a new add-on for this year. They made it even bigger than the year before. So yeah, never experienced this part of the haunted house. We go into the house part, and you know, I mean, it's just a haunted house, you know, fog, dim lights, all that shit. People jumping out at you after every corner. Nothing too wild, just the standard haunted house. It was standard until we walk into this one room, which is just a big bathroom, which they have decorated to look like a Taco Bell bathroom, basically. There was like shit everywhere and blood. And as you guys know, we were getting our laugh on in the car, so we were being really funny guys, right? So it's like me and my other buddies in the room, and I see the toilet, and I look back to my friends. I'm up front, by the way. I'm leading the group. I'm the brave one, the group leader, whatever. Anyways, though, I look back, and I'm like, yo, it's a skibbity toilet. Maybe the brain rot is getting to me, but yes, I did crack that joke. I was that guy. Anyways, though, right after I said that, you know, I was turning around talking to my friends. I look back over. There was this girl standing, like, right in front of me. I didn't even know she was in the room with us. She was just standing there. It scared the crap out of me. I mean, she was like an actor for the haunted house, of course. She was supposed to be there. But after I saw her and, like, jumped a little bit, she just smiles real creepily and goes, "Dop, dop." Number 1, I didn't intend for anyone else to hear me say that, right? I thought it was just my friends around. Number 2, she knows about that stuff? Well, what's going on? Like, I was genuinely shocked. I was like, oh my god, there's no way this is happening. Anyways, though, it's a haunted house, so you gotta just keep moving. You gotta just keep walking, or else the people behind you will catch up to you. It kind of ruins the experience. So I did just that. We just kept moving by. I was just like in disbelief, though. That was kind of the beginning of the end, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, though, we keep going. We make it through the whole house, and then after the house, there's this other big gravel path. You gotta walk up this big gravel hill, and then there's this whole outside section of haunted house. And that whole section was pretty cool. There was a few spots where I jumped. I think the spots where I usually get the most scared is where it's like pitch black and you can't see anything, and then someone like screams at you or something. Like, that's usually what would make me jump, something like that. And there was plenty of that in this section because it was outside in the dark. Anyways, though, we go through that whole part. Nothing too crazy happens there, but at the end, it leads you back down on the other side of the same gravel path we just walked up, but now we're going down it. As we're going down this path, some guy like hops out from behind us, has a chainsaw, and starts like chasing us down there. Now I know that there's like no blade on the chainsaw, but it still scares me because it's like loud and he's like running at you. So, you know, we scurry on down the hill, and then there's this girl standing at the bottom, another one of the employees. She's like, pick 1 or 2, and she didn't really elaborate, and we were like questioning her, and she's like, just pick it, pick 1 or 2. So I picked 1, and she just goes, wrong answer, and she starts laughing real creepily. Now it didn't make much sense because after she let us continue on our way down, there wasn't multiple paths or anything. It was just the one way down. So I don't know, whatever. Maybe she was just trying to mess with us or something. Anyways, though, at the bottom of the hill, there's another big wooden house. See like disco lights at the top. It looked like a party was going on. We walk down into this area and there is this booth with a nice lady, not dressed up creepily or anything, just this nice employee handing out hard hats. So we each got our own hard hat, like a construction hat, put it on, fit it to our heads with the little knob on the back, and then we move forward into this little line. There's a few groups ahead of us here, and we're just waiting around. There's this guy in the line who keeps walking by with like a fake taser thing, scaring people left and right. And eventually, it's our turn to go into whatever this next section is. Whenever it's our turn, they say, all right, you're going into this elevator, and it's just this room, and we walk into it, it closes, and it was just this standalone room that like moved around with a screen on the wall that made it look like you were in an elevator. Then it started moving like all crazy and like acted like it broke or something. Now, during all of this, my friends and I are like screaming like, ah, help, the elevator's broken. You know, like we're screaming on top of our lungs, acting like idiots. And then the door on the other side opens up and there is another line of people just standing there who have all just heard us scream and like plead for help. It was just very awkward to walk off knowing that there was people right there just experiencing us yelling and stuff. Anyways, though, we wait in this other line. Eventually we get to the front of it. Now, these lines, by the way, are all like 2 or 3 minute long lines. It's just a few groups of people. In this area we were waiting at, there was like a dirt ground with like some tracks on it. And eventually these 3 little yellow mine carts pull up. And this nice old lady tells us that we go into cart number 2. So we squeeze our way into that cart. And guys, I know like the stuff that happened during this day was just so, it was just weird. I don't know. It sounds like I'm making it up as I'm telling it, but we get into this mine cart and there is a bottle of Glowberry Prime sitting in the seats across from me. So like in this mine cart, there's seats on the left and seats on the right, you know, like as we're sitting in them, me and my friends are facing each other. Yeah, on the seat, like facing me was a Glowberry Prime bottle. Some weird ass symbolism, I guess, for what was to come. So we're all in this mine cart, the Prime bottle too, riding along with us, and it starts moving. It takes about like 2 minutes and then it stops and they tell us to get out. So we get out of the mine cart and right as I get out, I can't even stand up straight. Like I'm ducking over because there is stone right above me. Like we're in a cave now. Mind you, I'm 5'10", so like these ceilings were low as hell. My other friend is like 6'3", so you could only imagine how it went for him. Anyways, though, for this rest of the bit, just remember like we're ducked over the whole entire time because there is stone above us. That's why we're wearing hard hats. There's actually multiple times where I like bumped my head, but it didn't even feel like anything because of the hat. But yeah, we're like dead ass in a cave. So the whole cave section is just a maze where you go back and forth through all these like haunted decorated sections, just like in a haunted house, but literally it's just a haunted house inside of a cave. You know, there were sections with lights and they had like fog everywhere. It was hard to see, people jumping out at you. And as this is going, one of my friends brings up KSI's new song, and this was probably the downfall, I'm not gonna lie, but he like said something about it. Maybe he like sang one of the lyrics from it, and I just go to him, yeah dude, we're really in the thick of it right now. Once again, I know guys, maybe I'm brain rot, maybe I'm the problem, but this started a chain reaction that was just, it was just too much. So we're walking after we said that, and all of a sudden we hear this little kid go, I like my cheese drippy, bro. And it's like echoing because it's in a cave. Like there's literal reverb on that shit. So we hear that. I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. And then like a few seconds later, different kid, same echoey voice. We hear, what the Sigma? In that like exact voice, like in the Squidward voice or whatever. And then this just repeated over and over again for the next like 5-10 minutes. And no, these were not random other groups that heard us. They had child actors who were like dressed up all spooky or whatever, trying to scare you. And it was them saying this because it just kept repeating. They were like following us, but staying far away enough that like you can't see them, but you can just hear them. And they just kept repeating the phrases, I like my cheese drippy, bro, and what the Sigma, over and over again. Now at that point, you know, I'm not even scared anymore. Rather, I'm terrified. Like this is my living hell if you think about it. My career is literally built off of roasting brain rot content and stuff like this, and here I am in the middle of a haunted mine shaft, hearing little kids screaming these brain rot memes. Like if I had a spot in hell, this is exactly what would have been reserved for me down there. And it was that repeated for the whole cave section over and over. Just imagine like little kid voices screaming, what the Sigma? Or I like my cheese drippy, bro. like over and over. We also heard some skibbity dop dops or whatever. And, you know, just all the different Gen Alpha brain rot slang terms you can imagine. Some guy saying like, you guys are cooked was another one. Anyways, though, eventually we get through like this last final corridor. It's a big opening. I could finally stand up straight. And there's this kid like tapping on a drum or something. It's like echoing in the distance. And along with that, you could also hear the faint echoes of a melody that's like, ooh, ooh. And yeah, you might see where I'm getting at. As we get closer, you can hear it starting to turn into words. He was singing the fucking KSI song. Like, I'm not even kidding you, dude. Just imagine, like, louder and louder. Whoa, this is how the story goes. Whoa. And then eventually, like, we actually see the kid, and he is, like, banging on a drum, singing this song. I'm just standing there like, you can't be serious. So I look over at the kid, you know, he's, like, standing there, like, taunting us or whatever, trying to be scary. Which, by the way, how scary could he truly be if you're sitting there singing the KSI song? Anyways, though, you know, I look over to the kid and I'm like, bro, go eat a Lunchly or something, please. I don't know. Do you guys think that was too far? Would you have said that? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, though, finally, that was the final section of the mine shaft. We get out. There's some bins to put our helmets in, and we return them. I'm like, you know, thank God we're done. But nope, there was actually one more house. That was not the end of the road, or whatever KSI says. And this one was just stupid, all right? It's not even brain rot. Like, just what happened here was just kind of dumb. So the whole room that we went into is surrounded by black curtains and this like giant shape of a donut type thing. So it's like a circle of curtains with a smaller circle of curtains in the middle. And there's these glow-in-the-dark masks hanging up everywhere, all around the room. And then there's a few actors, probably like 4 or 5 actors, wearing those exact same masks. It's pretty trippy to look at, but you know, in a way, this is kind of the Glowberry Prime bottle going full circle. It was almost like that Prime bottle was foreshadowing the brain rot, and then it ends with the glow, and it was the Glowberry Prime bottle. I don't know. It was just really weird to me. It was like everything's connected here. Anyways, what happened in this room, my friend was leading the way for this part, and he couldn't figure out where he was supposed to go. You know, it was pitch black other than the glow-in-the-dark light, which was like nothing. And I, being the funny guy I am, decided to mess with him a little bit. As he's walking, you know, it's like pitch black, hard to see, but we get to like the end of the hallway, and then I'm like, all right, just turn right. And then, you know, he turns right and walks forward until he hits the end again. Then I'm like, all right, right again. And then same thing. I'm like, all right, just turn right. And then once again, just turn right. And, you know, we're just making circles at this point, just absolutely messing with him. I was like, all right, man, sorry, I was just messing with you. Let's get out of here. But then when I actually try to leave, I realized I didn't even know where the exit is either. So at this point, we're just walking around this place like idiots trying to find the exit. None of us out of the group of 5 could find it. Eventually, the next group behind us catches up, which is crazy because they space it out a lot. You know, they make sure that doesn't happen. And, you know, we're still lost. So I've talked to one of the actors who are like wearing the mask. I'm like, dude, just tell us where the exit is. Like, we're just trying to get out of here now. There's other people. And he's just like, nah, bro, you gotta find it. You gotta find the exit if you want to come to haunted houses. You gotta figure it out. Kind of said it kind of rude, actually, but you know, whatever. We were being idiots, so maybe we deserved it. So I start walking around, feeling all the curtains, trying to find a spot where it's open. I'm not finding anything. Out of nowhere, though, my friend from the other side of the room goes, oh, over here, this is the exit. And, you know, I do the walk of shame over there and leave. And that was the end of the haunted house. Because that was my personal brain rot hell, like real life torture. Like I said, so many things were connected. It just seemed really weird to me. Like, I don't know what was going on. Anyways, thanks for listening to my rant on this like story. It was just too crazy not to share. If you enjoyed my video, like my video, then scoot on over and hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and that's only possible if you guys help out by subscribing. We still have a lot of subscribers to gain, so seriously, please, if you have not subscribed yet, subscribe. Click this video right here to watch more. I know you want to watch more because you watched till the end of my video, so that must have meant you enjoyed my video. Go to KeidBoi.com to get your limited edition Halloween merch before it is gone forever. It's the last week, like I said, so yeah, go get it now at KeidBoi.com, and yeah, bye.